My wife, dude, I'm just working so many hours. Struggle all the time. First of all, as I've said before, learn to trade not hours for a paycheck, but get paid for your what? Skills. There's a lot of men, young men, who may work hard, but they are not developing real-world skill sets with a lot of value, so they're not getting ahead. High leverage activity. Find things that will pay you a lot. I look for people that put growth above everything else, including their family. Oh, shit, that's offensive. What? Put growth above my family? Why would I do that? Yes. Do you know how many weak-ass men say the reason they don't work hard is because of their family? You know how much time I see that shit? It's fucking way ass backwards. You know why? They likely have a woman in the ear going, you're never home, you're never here, oh fuck, I just killed the golden goose. Backtest what I'm saying. How many people do you know who go home and they get ripped every night? You work so hard, you work so many hours. Why are you doing this? Have them just FaceTime my wife for 5 seconds. Hey, you cool with this? Was it worth it? Shit. Humans are fascinating. Boo-hoo, I'm poor, it's the system. Boo-hoo, I'm poor, it's our economy. Boo-hoo, I'm poor, it's the government. Boo-hoo. Get the fuck out of here. You're just not valuing the right things to get what you say you want. Hey, I don't want to be poor, but I want to put in the work. Fuck you. Welcome to humanity. That's humanity. I don't want to be poor, but I don't want to do the work. All right, well, then you get to choose. The cool thing is you get to accept the consequences of your decisions, whatever they are. It's not my place to judge them either. I don't care. It's totally cool if you're like, hey, I value spending all my time with my family more than I do making money. Cool, that is awesome. Don't turn around and bitch about your financial situation though and expect somebody else to fix it. That's where I have problems. Make sense? That's why there's supposed to be 2 parents, idealistically. One stays home with the kids, the other one fucking goes and provides, especially when they're young. And I knew that. I knew I had a window. Before the age of 7, my kids weren't gonna remember whether I was there. I'm not saying it didn't have an impact. I'm not saying my time there wasn't missed. They're just not gonna remember a lot of it. So I worked my ass off to get into a point where I could be there when they're there, right? But I see lots of men, my wife, dude, I'm just working so many hours, struggle all the time. First of all, as I've said before, learn to trade not hours for a paycheck, but get paid for your what? Skills. There's a lot of men, young men, who may work hard, but they are not developing real-world skill sets with a lot of value, so they're not getting ahead. High leverage activity. Find things that will pay you a lot. And anybody can do this. I'd be the first to be trumpeting bullshit if it was reserved for some elite group of people. And trust me, if we ever get that way in our society, I will be the first fucking warrior on the front line fighting against that shit. It's just not the case. We're shadowboxing right now. Who we're fighting is ourselves, our bullshit, our stories, our character. That's what's holding us back. I'm not telling you the system doesn't need to get better. Of course it does. We always need to improve. But if you spend all your time for arguing things that you can't control, you're already fucked. So I'm establishing value on the front end. What do you want? And I used to think having a kid would be enough to drive specifically young men to want to kick ass. Tragically, I've seen too many cases why it's not happening. And I think the reason is guess what their model of the world was, statistically? Absentee father. They never saw a model of a dad who provided. And part of me would go, well, doesn't that make you want to be more motivated to provide? No, because you're not, if that wasn't your model, you're just going to do what you saw. Hey, this was socially acceptable. My dad knocked up my mom and left. So I'm going to do the same fucking thing. Why not? And the sins of the father get passed down. This shit changes when we decide to change. When we're like, fuck this, it does not work. I don't want to grow up like that. If you enjoyed this video on wealth and would like to get more content like it, check it out. Here's my playlist.